Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. It seems like nowadays there's no more prisoners of war or units killed. It's just either you're a terrorist, mercenary, or in this case, a Wagner group member. So this article comes from Ukrainska Pravda from July 19th, 2022, and this is the title: Ukrainian armed forces completely wipe out a group of Wagners from the Wagner group. And let's see, what do we read here? The Ukrainian army forces have killed a group of mercenaries from they're private contractors. There's no mercenaries, they're private contractors from the Wagner group, private military force, which with close links to Putin. They added in the parentheses. Now, 58 separate motorized infantry brigade named after Hetman Ivan Vyhovsky on Facebook. That's the source. And I'm quoting: once again, while stubbornly and courageously holding positions on one of the front lines, thanks to cohesiveness and training, personnel from our brigade have completely wiped out a group from the Wagner Group private military company. Well, at least this guy uses other words for those guys. Background: according to British intelligence, Russia has used its Wagner Group to strengthen forces on the front line as well as to mitigate manning shortfalls and casualties. Now, I made a video on this yesterday, and I read word by word, which I think I'm going to quote right now, what the British intelligence, how the British intelligence explained that. And I was pointing out that, on their own words, that they start from allegedly, possibly, most likely. And here you see how this sentence was created with certainty. So according to British intelligence, Russia has used its Wagner group to strengthen forces. So it has used. So that's a fact. It's not most likely. There's no other word to give this guy here, which is who. Doesn't say who it is. No, it's Anastasia. Her name is Anastasia Kalatur with K. Anastasia. So Anastasia already makes the claim here when she said, according to British intelligence, Russia has used its Wagner group. And now let's say what they quote the British intelligence as saying. Wagner group has almost certainly, there's not certainty, played a central role in recent fighting, including the capture of Popasna and Lysychansk. The fighting has inflicted heavy casualties on the group. So they now make, most likely, they make it the fighting has inflicted heavy casualties on the group. Certainty. And at the beginning is almost certainly. So that's how you do it when you get to point A to point B, but point B where you want to end up is not certainty. You start using little keywords like mostly, possibly, reportedly, blah, 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 blah. And then at one point you break through, because you bring, let's say, 5 or 6 so-called facts that are not facts, they're still disputed, and made out of those, let's say, facts, which each of them has accordingly, reportedly, allegedly, possibly, and so on. So there are uncertainties. You're gonna use all these 5 uncertainties to make a point, because you got 5 as a certain thing, but they're all uncertainties. You can discard all 5 of them if proven that's either or. It's not proven, but you use them and then you reach the conclusion they have blah, 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 blah. That's how you do it, and that's a weasel-like style. But you have to pay attention when you hear this kind of thing. Are you certain? Are you sure that occurred? It's information. Yes. Okay, then you take it to the bank. Obviously you verify and so on, but I'm just saying. So it says here that British intelligence officials believe is not think or reason. belief is, look at the dictionary, it's something that's not necessarily based on evidence. You know, I believe that the snakes can, I don't know, fly. You know, that's a belief. I believe in something divine over there. I know I get in deep doo-doo with that, but nevertheless, its belief is not like a proven fact. So officials believe that due to the lowering of recruitment standards, the involvement of convicts and limited training, the Wagner Group will lose its central role in the war waged by Russia in Ukraine. Well, this is all possibly, and believe that due to that they try to draw a conclusion. But nevertheless, I'm not about this. It's just that these guys claim that they destroyed a group of Wagners. Now, do they have evidence? I don't know. This is what they say. I just point out at the way, and that was the entire article. So people who just look at it, they don't analyze it as, wait a second, is it true? Wait a second, what do you mean? So this Anastasia, she reached a conclusion already. She put it already in the past tense as take it to the bank from something that British intelligence first. First, I'm going to discuss the British intelligence, which doesn't have a high level of trust, at least in my assessment, due to its record. It's not my record; it's their record, and that is Iraq War, one of them. And in that one, they really dropped the ball. And I don't think that was my assessment. I don't think that was, how do you call it, a mistake. I think that was purposely done in order to follow the other guys who they did the same thing with intelligence community providing made up information. Made up information. It was not like made up. So then these guys broke a country, and more than one, based on the intelligence of the British intelligence. So for me, that's, they cut their balls a long time ago, not only with that one, but it was like a reminder, a pinch. Hey, you remember? Oh yeah, okay. So nevertheless, that's one thing that British intelligence reports that I can't believe anything what they say. And the second one is most likely, most certainly, and things like this. I know the thing is, words have meanings, and we have to take into consideration what kind of words we use, especially when we claim something so important, I would say, because it makes a distinction between if those guys were Wagner group or they were soldiers of the Russian military or probably the Pakistani military. It makes a difference. And then when you use most likely, makes a difference. Now, if you didn't mean to use that, that means you don't know how to speak and use the right terms to express the correct idea that you really want to express. And I'm not a linguist here. I'm not Noam Chomsky or anybody like that. But nevertheless, I just observe these weasels making from uncertainties, making certainties. For us, little fish. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.